Hello everyone, welcome to the Evil Empire. I'm your host, Evil Empire, and this week's feature is Boros Midrange. So this is a deck that came from a web page that Jeff Hoogland has of just kind of random deck ideas that he basically ranks according to how competitive the deck is, and this one was taken up by a streamer called Charizard James. Probably know him if you watch a lot of Magic on Twitch. But anyway, the streamer actually took it quite high on the ladder, up into the top 50 or top 25, I forget, on the Mythic ladder, and so people really took notice of the deck, and it gained, a few percentage points of metagame share, and I thought I would take a look at it today based on the version that went 5-2 in the hands of Kraken Null. That's at Kraken Null on Twitter, who took this deck to a good finish in the Hooglandia Open, and with that finish, this particular deck is what's being featured. So the only change I think that I made was to take out a Glorybringer for a Sarkhan, just because I didn't happen to have the third Glorybringer. I think that was the only change that I made from Kraken Null's list. But otherwise, pretty much featuring the same lineup for a Danto Vanguard. 2 Thalia main deck, which is an interesting choice that you could maybe go back and forth on. But just based on the number of decks in the format that are playing Brainstorm. Speaking of Jeff Hoogland, he had just mentioned that he was playing in the Insight Esports 5K, and that, Brainstorm was just really bossing the format, and pretty much inescapable the number of blue decks that are out there. So that's kind of why Thalia is main deck here, is just that's where the format is at. It's a format of Brainstorm, by Brainstorm, for Brainstorm. So just at least making Brainstorm cost 2 is like a little bit more fair. Flame Scroll Celebrant is a nice aggressive creature that will also get you some chip damage here and there with its onboard ability there, its state-based ability. That actually happens a lot more often than you think, like activating abilities on the battlefield. Like even just activating a Witch's Oven will deal a damage to the player. So it can even do something pretty cool, like basically turn the Cat Oven into like a life point neutral proposition. Lightning Helix is a 4 of because it's a sweet card. Shatter Skull Smashing is a 4 of as another bit of removal and a nice land in the deck as well. Sarkhan Fireblood is here to ramp us into Glorybringer, and it also has the benefit of allowing us to rummage, discard, and draw. And then above that we have Bone Crusher Giant, Skyclave Apparition, Redain, Elite Spellbinder. This is just kind of like a mid-range package, basically, of red and white cards that also would fit very well in a lot of different mid-range decks in the format, such as they are, even though the mid-range has basically been squeezed out by combo and other blue decks like the Jeskai Opus deck that's really big right now, or there's even like a bunch of different Phoenix builds that are out there. I've seen like Teamer Phoenix even, so things are really focused in that direction, and this package of kind of mid-range creatures is one way to fight that. Like for example, Skyclave Apparition, just taking care of a Phoenix for good. The only thing against that deck in particular with Skyclave, though, is that it doesn't hit the Stormwing entity, so that's a big problem with Skyclave in that matchup. But just kind of running that package of mid-range creatures as you would expect, and then the big mid-range glue card, Chandra, Torch of Defiance. She's the one that really brings the room together, as it were. Just a nice removal spell for 4 mana if you need it. Can also ramp you or draw you cards, just like kind of a do-all, jack of all trades kind of card. Karn Scion of Urza to get more cards into the hand, although the constructs are not really going to be very big in this deck because you don't really have a ton of artifacts. And Glorybringer as a top-end card to finish the game, with Amaria's Call as a 2 of, and then the mana base also Blink Moth Nexus as a 2 of. Just this one in particular is a way to get chip damage, get an extra blocker. It's a pretty nice thing to have. The Blink Moth Nexus is definitely one you'll be grateful that you crafted. And then just filling out the mana base basically with like all the red-white dual lands that you would kind of expect. Inspiring Vantage is a 4 of, Clifftop Retreat 2 of them, Needle Verge 4 of, Sacred Foundry of course 4 of. And then 2 Ardenvale, 2 Plains, 1 Mountain. And that pretty much rounds out Boros Midrange. This is something that went 5-2 in a tournament, historic tournament back on May 30th, the Hooglandia Open, where Nullkraken took this to a good finish. So we're going to take this out into the historic ranked queue and see how it does in Diamond. And we'll take a look at those games now. Alright, this hand has a lot of top end, but starting out with 3 lands means we're very likely to get to 4. So let's give it a shot. Oh boy, that's going to be a problem. Okay, we don't like to see Authority there. Flame Scroll Celebrant comes in tapped, feels very sad, giving them a life. And a Healer's Hawk? What? Oh goodness, and they're like a life gain deck on top of it? Oh wow. Well, this is going to be surprisingly effective against us. Spellbinder, take their Valkyrie. Oh, these life gain decks are the scourge of best of one. Man. Alright, opponent. Come on in. The question is, do they attack with both? And of course they do. Trade. Feel bad. Resplendent Angel for the opponent. Alright, however, we do get to Chandra minus on the Resplendent Angel, kill it.
I knew you needed my help. If you play with fire, you're gonna get burned.
Oh, wow, she's got some sassy voice lines, huh? Alright, take the trade again, feel bad. Alright, the ramp out Glorybringer maybe? But it just comes in tapped and it wants that.
Yup,
so
you're going down.
Nah, I'm not going to cast that. I will, however, cast Valkmyra, I think. Let's see if that does anything here. And then maybe another Chandra next turn or Glorybringer. Alright, so they play out Ajani, Strength of the Pride.
We should all strive for a peaceful resolution. I am proud of those who walk beside me.
Hey! Watch it!
Alright, so I just drew all my Chandras. The Chandra party up in here.
Oh, this is gonna hurt.
Yeah, I'll take their Ajani with this. That will be fine. Yeah. Yeah, trigger both their cats. Really hate this Authority of the Consuls right now.
We meet again soon.
Because I could just, like, be hitting them with Glorybringer and getting rid of one of their things, but alas. Alright, so another speaker. They're going to get rid of my Chandra with their 2 kitties.
I don't need this.
Yeah, I think it's another Chandra Torch, probably. Yeah. And then it's gonna minus on something.
When people start screaming, I know I'm on track.
Just get rid of this thing, I guess.
Time to die.
No, I'm gonna try to defend this Chandra. A trade with the... Ugh, man. Stupid Valkyrie. Yeah, I'm not gonna bother trading.
Figure it out on your own.
Super sad. Third Chandra, third minus.
Let's
Get
do
rid
this.
of Righteous Valkyrie.
Burn!
Alright, this time I'll take the trade. Give them the 4-4. Feels bad. Alright. Bone Crusher
Today's
Giant.
my lucky day.
Stomp, target, speaker. of the heavens. Autopay. Another Bone Crusher Giant Stomp target. Speaker of the heavens. Still gonna take 7. Well, okay, gonna take 2, 3. So gonna take 5 down to 12, or they're just gonna, yeah, probably one of them. One of the things is gonna kill Chandra. I'm guessing the littler one, yeah. All right, so Blink Moth, save Chandra. Just get like one more turn of drawing cards with it. Maybe ramping. Yeah, I think we're gonna maybe ramp this time. Excuse me.
This'll be easy.
Yeah, just deal the damage this time. Alright. Guess I need this big dragon. I mean, there's not much I can do here, right? I mean, it's just over. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, big time over now. They've got the boost from Righteous Valkyrie. They're just going to crash in and end the game. Alright, that's it. Yeah, this is a keep. Okay. So, lead on the plains, into the clifftop retreat. And then look for second red. Alright, so Vanguard, and I'm going to favor this over Bone Crusher. Just better to get something on the board, something to clock them with. Alright, Search Rescanta. Is this Jeskai? If it's Jeskai, they're missing white. Otherwise, it's like some kind of weird is-it control thing. Either way, we gotta get rid of this Search Rescanta. We can't be letting them see that many cards. Our clock is not tremendous at this point, so just get rid of that small advantage with the search there. Alright, so Fabled Passage, pass the turn. That's an interesting pass. Alright, so we drew the second red. Pay the life for it. Play the Sarkin. Hope to ramp out Glorybringer next turn. The nice thing about Sarkin is if you are able to cast Sarkin, you can almost certainly cast any 5-mana dragon the following turn, even if you don't hit your land drop.
Call me. I don't need this. I need this.
Alright, well his voice lines are very lame. So just everybody get used to that being terrible. I'm going to leave back Skyclave on the chance that they have a flash creature. Really don't know what I'm up against here yet. Brainstorm suggests either Jeskai control or maybe is it Phoenix? Just somebody randomly jams Search into is it Phoenix? Or it does not belong. The reason that Search is not good in Phoenix is that it doesn't find your threats. Your threats are creatures. Search finds only non-creatures. So that's why it's not in the deck. So, small deck building mistake there. It's just, Search is just too slow of a card for this. I mean, basically, Is it Phoenix is like a burn deck. Alright. That is a Fabled Passage, so they have 2 mana up. Suggests a Memory Lapse. Would make sense if this person is playing like a slow version of Phoenix, which, you know, doesn't make a lot of sense, but here we are.
Are you ready?
So, Dragon. Don't lapse me, bro. Don't do it. Alright, well, they're doing it. If they're going to crack that passage, then they're doing it. That's pretty much the way of things. So, go get Mountain. Yeah, there it is. Memory Lapse, the Dragon. Glorybringer goes back to top of library. We hit them for 5 down to 9. Yeah, this is looking pretty good for me. Got the Bone Crusher up, so if they try to play a Sprite Dragon, maybe. Oh, it's this deck. Wow, okay, so ramping with Sarkin turned out to be really... It's this Indomitable Creativity Teamer BS deck. If they go for it, I'm gonna win this game by stomping this stupid creature. Please go for it. Yes! Alright, they're also going to put Glorybringer back on the battlefield and get themselves a token by destroying my Skyclave. That's fine. We can take care of that with the Glorybringer's ability. Oh, okay, we'll just use Shatter Skull Smashing to get rid of that. Then, I don't see a ton of targets for Skyclave Apparition.
What madness!
Okay, Sarkin, calm it down. Yeah, so just play this as the sorcery side, X for 2. Get rid of this so they have to maybe like force them to have a Dwarven Mine, be able to Indomitable Creativity again. Just tapped, attack all, then down to 2. Alright, feeling good here. Yep, so they're gonna just casually draw a bunch of cards with this stupid busted cantrip that is totally constraining the format. Oh, they're just casually drawing 6 cards this turn. It's totally fine. This is fine. Don't anybody worry about it. Alright. Well, we messed up their plan. Yeah, this seems fine. We'll draw all the land we need. Right? Right, deck? Please? We'll draw all the land we need? I said. Deck, are you listening? Alright, you were listening. Good deck. I love having these spell lands, man. These are so much fun to build around. I know everyone talked about how great they were for smoothing your hand in Limited, but they're just exactly the same amount of awesome for any kind of constructed... Oh, that's a huge draw. Alright, so get rid of their Marauding Raptor, thank goodness. Don't want them creature ramped. Play this tapped because it doesn't matter. If it comes in tapped right now, we don't care. Gotta get that second white, but otherwise we're feeling pretty decent. Gonna favor the Spellbinder over the Bone Crusher next turn. They've shown some propensity for creature, but Bone Crusher's not gonna be a really great removal spell here. Alright, so we're gonna attack with Vanguard. We're gonna post-combat delete Spellbinder. Picked up the sweet skin for Spellbinder. Oh, it's the Brash Taunter combo deck. Alright, then take the Taunter. Just hope they never get to 7. Alright, so now that costs 7. Brash Taunter is really expensive now. So we have Indestructible on the Vanguard. They are not going to pay for Foundry. They are going to get rid of Spellbinder with one of the Rip Aparts. I will Spellbinder them again, probably take Rip Apart. Take another Rip Apart here. Maybe Solar Blaze? Yeah. Make that cost 6. These are all things that we can use Danto Vanguard's ability to survive, so... Sitting kind of pretty with a Vanguard out here. Vanguard might actually kind of just solo them. Because all their removal is damage-based, so... yeah, I'm just going to pay the life here, go down to 19. Alright, so I'm just gonna pay the life for Shatter Skull Smashing here. Right? So I can Glorybringer? I'm trying to think. They're at 11. Gonna take him down to 3 here. Yeah, maybe save Glorybringer for the finishing blow. Alright, so let this enter tapped. We'll get them with our Bone Crusher Giant. The stomp half of it. We'll play that on their face. Now they have the 6. What are they gonna do with it? Just hold, okay. So stomp, target their face. Now we're gonna play the Glorybringer, and that's gonna be lethal. Alright, sweet. Rock and roll. Yeah, this is a fine hand. Alright. Gonna lead on Inspiring Vantage. And see what the opponent does. Shocks in a Soul Warden. This deck again. Alright, so this is the Bant variant that's splashing, yeah, for Glasspool Mimic. Speaker of the Heavens is their turn 2 play. Inspiring Vantage, kill the Speaker of the Heavens. Bishop. Alright. Well, we can't Bone Crusher Bishop, can we? I guess Skyclave on Bishop? Alright. Shock in the Temple Garden. Main phase Collected Company. Oh, good. We all know where this is going, right? Yeah, of course. Of course they would just, yeah. Typical. Sure. Yep, take 3. This is so annoying. Okay, so whatever. Doesn't matter what I do here, because they're just gonna win anyway. This deck is so OP. In best of 1, this life gain, like Righteous Valkyrie, Angel's Coco deck. Like, I get it, folds to board wipes, but gain a casual 6. Yep, okay, I've seen enough here. That's enough. Yeah, keep it. Double white, 1 red, Sneep. Yeah, see, look at that. We just like a boss drew the land. All right, so Priest of Forgotten Gods, you don't see a lot anymore. Feels good, man. You'll love to see it. All right, so Inspiring Vantage, because that comes in tapped, untapped for now, rather. Get rid of Priest. Field of Ruin, Midnight Reaper. I think I'm gonna go with the Skyclave Apparition on the Midnight Reaper. Exile that. No cards drawn. Blink Moth Nexus. Witch's Oven. Attack with Gutter Bones. Me down to 17. Let's see what else they've got. La 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 la. Redain. They're not doing snow land stuff. But I think just the 2/3 Vigilance body is what we want here. 2/3 Falling Vigilance. Just to hold off Gutter Bones, really. More than anything. We've got a Heartless Act on the Skyclave Apparition. So opponent gets a 3/3 token and can beat down with it if the opponent chooses. Oh, quick note about Flame Scroll Celebrant. Okay, yeah, that doesn't matter. Search up a plains, I guess, or mountain. It doesn't really matter. Flame Scroll Celebrant has a nice spell on the other side that will let you have a little bit of defense against like Tybalt's Trickery, or you can even, you know, if it's possible, you can do this with like Mastery or Gear Hulk. You can mess them up that way with it. But it basically, like, the back half of Flame Scroll allows you to just stop like a 2-spell combo that's going on. Just take a look at it on your own, but it's definitely a useful back half as well. I think that's part of the reason that it's in the deck is like, yeah, it's kind of a mopey creature on the front end, but
hey,
like
over here.
The back end does give you some defense. Alright, so play out Chandra, ramp with Chandra.
Oh, today's my lucky day.
Play out the Flame Scroll on the front half. The mopey creature half. Maybe I should have attacked there. Yeah, I mean, Vigilance, right? Redain has Vigilance, so it's a free attack, but missed it. Alright, so opponent, what do you got? You got a Tiny Bones? That is a card you don't see very much, a Tiny Bones. No block. Take 3 to 11. Opponent says, Drill Bit, take your Sarkin. Come on, opponent, that was my Sarkin. It's not nice. It's kind of mean. Yep. Trinket Thief gives them a card and lets them lose a life. And then exile.
This will be easy.
Cast the Vanguard because I don't have any action. Play out the Blink Moth for an extra blocker. Remember to attack with Redain this time. Yeah. Alright, now question. Is the opponent going to go face or go at Chandra? Doesn't quite have the mana to activate the Tiny Bones to make me lose the 10 life, although that is dangerous. What is the opponent got for us? They've got a Blink Moth Nexus. Take one from Flame Scroll. Everything at face. Alright, well... Yeah, just jump here. Trade with the Tiny Bones. Block the Blink Moth. Say go. Sack the Blink Moth, take another damage. There goes Tiny Bones, there goes the rest of my board. And what else for your next trick? Okay, so just kind of randomly sack that, get it back, play it again. Alright, but the opponent did go down to 4 mana to be able to get in with their Blink Moth.
Yup, you're going down.
One short on a Marius Call, that's really annoying. Really, really annoying. Okay, so we've got Chandra Ultimate threatening. Threatening that sweet ultimate ability where I just cast a spell and deal 5. Seems good. Alright, so opponent sacks a food to gain life. Fatal Push. No! Lose my Redain. Why? Activate Blink Moth. Everything at Chandra. block 2 of it. Yeah, that leaves her able to kill a creature if I really want to. Alright, so trade there. Chandra takes 4. Man, all these lands. Alright, give me something good.
Oh, this is
That'll
gonna
do.
hurt.
That'll do. That'll do, pig. That'll do. Exert. Deal damage. Down to 10 for the opponent. Go to 7 mana. Again. Okay, Cauldron Familiar is a problem. But I noticed that that cat doesn't have flying. So, seems bad, man. The double oven is mildly problematic. Alright, what do you got for me? You got nothing.
Today's my lucky day.
Alright. Now we gotta sit here while opponent goes through all these clicks. So everybody get comfortable. Good time to go for a beverage. Oh god, this is gonna take forever. Oh. Stop, I'm going too low. I don't want to be at 6. Oh, how are we gonna come back from this? Oh, this cat in this oven and this gutter bones. Yeah, get this gutter bones out of here, by the way. I want it gone, and I want to gain some life while I'm at it. Obviously, we're not going to target the Cauldron Familiar there because they have another food, so it would just be giving them another cycle with that. Even though they lose the sack outlet when they use it the second time. Alright, kind of wishing I still had the Lightning Helix. Take 2 down to 8. Returns Gutter Bones to hand and then battlefield. Okay, Skyclave's a really good draw here. Skyclave, target the priest. And just attack them down with the Glorybringer, and hopefully that'll be good enough for lethal. It doesn't matter what they choose to do here. This at least gives them the option to get a 2/2 token. I'd probably prefer that over another food, don't you think? I mean, they've already got an extra food.
Oh, this is
Oh,
gonna hurt.
heck yeah. Bring me that Lightning Helix. Let's point it at the face, because there's no way they can sack that. Get them down there to 8 life points. Hold. Hold. Hold the baby. Alright, they are going to run their cat through the oven a couple times, make a couple of food. Little this, little that. Think they're going to be pretty close to 8 life next turn. Don't know if we can burn them out from there. But I will try for the content and the memes. Boy, this familiar oven combo, huh? Feels like they just always have it. 4 to the face. 4 damage at the face is the play from the opponent. I'm gonna trade here with the gutter bones. They're gonna want to trade. They're gonna want the token, I think. Yeah. All right. Now, interestingly, Midnight Reaper does complicate the equation a little. The familiar loop is now only mana life point neutral. Okay, yeah, that's why yeah, we had them. And I'm back with Boros Midrange. So those games went pretty well for the most part. I think it's a very competitive deck in Best of 1. Although, of course, where it really shines is in Best of 3, where you can kind of basically board into a red-white control deck. So just take a quick look over the sideboard. Since we're here in the deck tech section at the very end, you want to play this in Best of 3 in a match of Best of 3. Then the 2 cards that are not visible because my camera is there, Our Declaration in Stone is a 2 of. Rest in Peace is a 2 of. And then you can see the rest of the sideboard there with this one down here, I think, being another Chandra, the 6 mana one. But you can check all that in the... Yeah, there we go. Yeah, that's what it is. So check out the sideboard, and that's just a way to kind of board yourself into something a little bit different. Like, for example, let's say you're playing against the Mizzix Mastery Jeskai Opus, like with Magma Opus combo deck. What if they also had to take 5 damage when they Mizzix Masteried that spell out of the graveyard? Wouldn't that be pretty sweet? I mean, that'd be pretty sweet, right? So that's why Rolling Vortex is an awesome card. Baneslayer Angel is just going to wreck your burn opponent, or like totally wreck your Gruul opponent, for example. And just not lots of neat little tools like that in the sideboard. Oh, I guess it's 3 total. Rest in Peace, yeah, because I see one down here as well. Isn't the new sideboard interface so great? Well, new at this point. It's like, you know, a couple months old, but anyway, so those are how the sideboard cards shake out. Definitely take a look at that and look into you know, how to board into that control deck in game 2, which can really be devastating for, let's say, like a Rakdos aggro opponent. Someone like that would really deeply dislike it if you boarded that way. So that's a fun way to kind of get people in the second game, is to just do this transformational sideboard plan where you entirely board into a control deck. Which is a really fun little piece that this deck has in its back pocket. So that's where it really is going to shine, I think, is in Best of 3, where you're able to kind of tailor your threats to the metagame. But right now, Best of 3 is really dominated by the Jeskai control archetype, whether it's a pure control deck. It could also sometimes take the form of, like I mentioned, the Mastery Opus combo style, with Torrential Gearhulk as kind of an added way to flash Magma Opus back out of the graveyard. And also, of course, Is It Phoenix is super dominant in that arena. So you have to pack things like Anger of the Gods in the Best of 3 format to hopefully get rid of some of those Phoenixes. But Phoenix is just a really difficult deck to play against because it has so many cantrips. And especially with Brainstorm being super fantastic, Faithless Looting, which was banned in Modern, all of these cards are contributing to make Is It Phoenix like a solid 20, 25, dare I say 30% of the metagame, even on the ladder, where people tend to play a variety of archetypes. Like, I've definitely run into a bunch of Niv, 5-color Niv on the ladder. That definitely is a popular deck right now because of the way that Autumn's been playing it so well. People are really digging that, especially with the addition of Vanishing Verse. But at any rate, that has been Boros Midrange. And I don't really know what I would change. Honestly, I think it's pretty well tuned at this point. But I know one thing that Charizard James was working on at one point was making it Mardu to bring in like Inquisition of Kozilek and Thoughtseize. So that's a consideration that you might want to think about. But other than that, it's a fun little archetype, a deck archetype that I enjoy playing, mid-range creature decks. It's kind of a fun thing for me to do. A bit tough right now with Brainstorm and Magma Opus Ascendant in the format, but at any rate, we'll keep on hacking our way along as we do. And I'll look forward to seeing you back here next week. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel below. And this is Evil Empire, signing off.